What's up, Rutu? Mano here. Today I want to show you 3 things that I got from Eddie Brown playing Total Praise. The first thing that I want to show you is something you can do over the 5. The second thing is a movement that you can use over the 2. Specifically the 2 major. And the third thing is just the 7-3-6 progression that you can use. The first 2 are more concepts more than the actual stuff he plays. I'll show you what he actually did, but I actually want to explain the concepts more than what the actual notes, because I believe that the concepts open so many more doors than just learning note for note. So the first 2 will just be concepts, and the third thing, the 7-3-6 chord progression that I'm showing you, that you can kind of use as is. You know, you can take it just the way you use it. It's quite a nice progression. So let's get into it. So the first concept that I want to show you is substitution for the 5. Especially when the 5 ends in this melody. So in the key of C sharp or D flat. Okay. So the 5 would be your A flat major. And what we usually play with the 5 is just this A flat major, right? So what Eddie did was he substituted this 5 major for like a major 7th chord. I don't recommend that you use this too often, because it does sound a bit unusual to the ear, but it's nice every now and then. So that's the basic substitution. So instead of usually going to the 5, you play the major 7 of that. So instead of A flat major, you play A flat major 7. Okay. And while going to this A flat major 7, what you can do to spice it up a bit, to make it even a bit more interesting, because that's the main idea. You're going from the D flat to the A flat, but A flat major 7. Okay. So over the A flat major 7, what you can do for a second is kind of pretend that you are in the key of A flat. Okay. So which means you have that A flat major scale available to you, and all the chords that you normally use when you play A flat major 7, you can use those chords going to the A flat major 7, and it's just gonna sound different. It's gonna sound a little bit out, but it's nice out, you know. So the idea is you see how different that sounds if you substitute the 5 for 5 major 7. Okay. And remember, the idea we had is when you go to this major 7, pretend that you're in the key of A flat. So you pretend that you're in the key of the 5 that you're in. So in our case, the 5 is A flat major 7. So on that, you can play any chord that you usually, or try any chord. You must experiment with this. So use the chords that you usually use in the key of A flat. So now what you can do is, using A flat major scale, you can come up with a melody that's going to land you on your target note, which is E flat in this case. The melody that Eddie came up with was just a simple walk down, like A flat, G, F, C, and then ended on the A flat major 7. Okay. So the chords he used that has those melody notes on top was, yeah, it's the first one. So that's C sharp, or D flat, F, A flat, A flat, C, E flat, G, and this is A flat, C, F, and then the major 7. So how that sounded in context. You could have come up with any melody using the A flat major scale. So if you want to try out that idea, just come up with a melody within the A flat major scale and use chords that has those melodies, but within the key of A flat. Let's go to the key of E flat quickly, just for a second. I just want to show you something. In the key of E flat, or any key for that matter, there's a common chord progression that we use, where we go from the 5, and then we walk down to the 4 on your left hand, to the 3. Okay, so that's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna go from the 5 to the 4 to the 3. Okay, and while we're going to the 5, we're gonna play a specific melody. That's D, B flat, E flat C, F D, G E flat, A flat F. And while you're doing that, you walk down from your B flat to the A flat, and then you end on the G. So you're going from the 5 to the 4 to the 3, and over the 5 you do this thing. While you're doing that, your left hand walks down from the 5 to the 4. Okay, so then you end on the E flat. And on the E flat, what you can do is, there's a common move that you hear a lot, where you go from the 1 to the 2. So you go from the E flat major to the 2 minor to the F minor, and then the same thing. Just walk down the different versions and do the same thing. So that's basically the 5. So in the song, it goes from the 1 to the 4 to the 2 major to the E flat major, and on the E flat major, that's what we do that whole move in the key of E flat. So we're gonna quickly go to the key of E flat. So that's something you can do as well. So anytime you go to the 2 major, you can pretend for a minute that you are actually in that key, and then you can do some kind of chord progression over that in that key, and then come back to resolve into the key that you've been playing in. So in our case, going from the C sharp to the E flat major. In E flat major, we do that chord progression that I just showed you. Okay. So another thing you can add is pentatonic scale. Okay, pentatonic run. That's something Eddie did as well. So used the E flat pentatonic scale, because remember we're going to the key of E flat now for a second. So we're going to the E flat. On E flat you can play the pentatonic scale, the E flat pentatonic scale. So what those notes are, it's C, B flat, G, F, E flat, C, B flat, G, F, E flat. Okay, so those are the notes of the pentatonic scale. What we want to do is we want to do the pentatonic scale, but then we want to land on the B flat. So in order to land on the B flat, you kind of need to resolve to the B flat. You need to hit one of these notes, and a common note used to kind of give that major sound is to go to the 3, whatever chord you're playing. So this is the 1, 3, 5, the B flat. The 3 is the D. So we're we're gonna have to play the pentatonic run and then resolve to the D. Okay, so what that is C, B flat, G, F, E flat, C, B flat, G, F, E flat. Now remember, now we want to get to the D. So what we can do is we can go D flat to the D, and then play the B flat chord, and then we're on the 5 in the key of E flat. So that's the idea. So the next thing I want to show you is a 7-3-6 chord progression in the key of D flat that you can start using. Okay, so the 7 in the key of D flat is C, and the 3 is F, and then the 6 is B flat. Okay, so over the 7, over the C, this is the chord we're going to use. So that's a C, E, B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay. Over the 3, we have F, E flat, and then we have a B and a G flat. And to the B, we kind of hammer on, like we go from the, do like a grace note, sorry, from the A to the B, and then from the C, B, go C, B, A. Okay, C, A. So that's A, B, C, B, A. Okay, so the first chord. Okay, and on the 6 we have B flat, F, B flat, and then we have a C, B flat, and F. Okay, and while we're keeping most of these notes, we're gonna start moving these chords in between. So the melody that we want to use over the 6 is this. Okay, so it's B flat, D flat, C, D flat. And while we're doing that, we kind of change the chord to something like this. Okay, so that's the idea. So we're going from a B flat minor to a F major to like the D flat major. So there we go. So the chord is B, F, B flat, C, E flat, and F. Okay, and then you go from the E flat to the D flat, and then you play these two, which is like an A and a C, while still keeping the rest of the chord. And then you drop from the A to the A flat, and you go from the C to the D flat. So you're going from a so what that basically is a B minor, F major, C sharp major. And that's it, guys. That's basically the whole thing. So just a quick recap. The first thing you learned was over the 5, you can resolve to the F major 7 instead of just going to the major 7. And what you can do is pretend that you're in the key or whatever the 5 is, just for a second, and then you can find a little melody within that scale and play chords that matches those melody. That's the first thing. The second thing I showed you was over the 2, specifically over the 2 major, and the idea there is that you can quickly pretend that you are in the key of 2. So whatever if you're in the key of C and you want to do something and you go from whatever, if it's the 6 to the 2 major, you can quickly pretend that you are in that key and do something that you would have done in that key. And the last thing I showed you was that 7-3-6 chord progression. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I shot a video where I showed 10 of my favorite chords and licks that I enjoy using in church, And if you're interested in those, click the link below and I'll send it to you directly. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.